Hey, thanks so much for tuning to the Daily Dose for Spiritual Growth. We are continuing on in Second Peter chapter 3. Hopefully you had a beautiful weekend. I don't know if you were off yesterday for Memorial Day, but again, thank you so much. Family members, if you have family members who have sacrificed their lives for our country, thank you for allowing your son, your daughter, your father, your mother, aunt, uncle, nephew, neighbor to serve our country in such a way and to pay the ultimate sacrifice. Absolutely amazing. It's such a gift and honor to live in a country that we live in the United States. Well, we're going to continue on in Second Peter chapter 3, and something that we all deal with is memory loss, right? Every single one of us said that they were going to do something and then they forgot to do it. Someone said that they were going to do something and then you were counting on them and they forgot. It could be as simple as, hey, I forgot the chips to the potluck or whatever it may be, but something so simple, but then also something larger as well, that they forget about the love and purpose and plan that God has for their lives. And that's what Peter is addressing today with these scoffers and with these mockers. Yesterday, we talked about how there's these mockers who are like, well, hey, where's Jesus? Jesus isn't coming back. He said he was coming back. And listen to what he says after that in verse 5. They deliberately forget that God made the heavens by the word of his command, and he brought the earth out of the water and surrounded it with water. And so we have to understand is that God spoke things into existence. And we have to remember who our creator is, because we can get so focused on the here and now and focused on my own agenda, my own time, and my own kingdom. And what Peter is reminding us here is who God is, and reminding us that we are not. And verse 7 says, and by the same word, the present heavens and earth have been stored up for fire. They are being kept for a day of judgment when ungodly people will be destroyed. So what's going to happen to this earth? Well, Bible says it right there. We recognize that the flood happened. God, because the ungodly, unjust people, the judgment of God came down, except for Noah and his family when Noah built the ark. And God promised us, and we see every time we see a rainbow, God promised us that he will never flood the earth again. But this earth right here is really deemed for judgment, the coming judgment of God, and it's going to come down by fire. And so this earth is actually going to be consumed by fire. And what Peter is saying here is saying that the people forget the sovereignty of God. People forget that God is in control and that God's timing is perfect. And we'll talk a little bit more about that later this week. But we have to recognize and understand that what we have here, and it's not bad to have things. I'm sitting in my driveway, right? It's not bad to have a house. It's not bad to have the things that we can accumulate here on this earth. But one thing that we have to understand is that we can't take anything of value here with us in eternity. This is going to pale in comparison to what heaven is going to be like. And I want to encourage you to do a self-assessment, a self-evaluation of where you put your value today. Maybe even write some things down of like what you value and what you spend your time, your money, your resources down. It's really eye-opening if you do that, but I want to encourage you to do that and then look at it as what the Bible says, that don't store up treasures here on this earth, but store up treasures in heaven where moth and rust will not destroy. So I want to encourage you, do a self-evaluation, because at the end of the day, this is all going to be burnt up. And so we should not put our value, our attention, our resources in something that in the end of the day is going to be burnt up. So do a self-evaluation today and see what God does in and through that as you prioritize what you do, what you spend your time in, and then go to the Lord and saying, hey, God, do I need to reprioritize my life? And allow God to speak to you during that time. Hey, I want to thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure you tune in tomorrow for the Daily Dose for Spiritual Growth.